everyone. Welcome to Bronyville, episode 115, Friendship Returns to Oz. This is episode 115, recorded on Saturday, July 20th, 2013. I'm your host, Chef Sandy. Apple Cider is off this week. I'm not sure where. And our guest is actually going to have to be around a little bit later, so we're going to be doing the regular show, and then I'm going to be recording the interview a little later because our guest this week is from PonyconAU, which is in Australia. And having them record at 2 in the afternoon locally is something like 4 a.m. Australian, so we're not jerks, and we'll let them sleep in. I'll be talking to them a little bit later, and I'll have that for y'all here very soon. Well, this coming Wednesday. So, as always, we don't have any intros because, well, we don't have a guest right now. And so we'll just go right into it this week. First off, we got our sponsor, We Love Fine. You can use our coupon code Bronyville10 to get 10% off your purchase. They've got some cool stuff out at San Diego Comic-Con this week, including some incredibly exclusive little derpy vinyl that you had to buy $100 worth of shirts to get, and there's like 300 made. So unfortunately, the commoners of like us who don't get to go to San Diego Comic-Con or don't ever get one, so that stinks. But, they do have some exclusives. They have some Catbug stuff. They have PvP and Table Titans, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and as always, Pony. Artist of the month is Tajira, who does some incredibly cute, top-notch stuff, and including Rainbow Dash in a sweater. That's a very cute shirt. 20% warmer. Aw, that's super cute. So I'm just gonna drop that into the chat so people can see. Dude. All right. So, also, Nightmare Nights Dallas, my con, my baby. We're pressing forward, and we've got some new announcements. We're obviously have full papers coming from Jolly Illegal, the British gent with a classicist bent, as Bob would call him. So he'll be coming out. We've also recently added a couple of media folks coming. We've got we actually did secure. We have Emily Jones of Pegasus Live coming out, as well as FOB Equestria. So I think that's pretty much everybody that in the entirety of major pony fandom media. We got them. Just as planned. So, check us out at nightmarenights.net. We've got lots of cool stuff coming up. Lots of people wanting to help, and we'll have lots of information on our schedule here very soon. Be less mellow? I'm sorry. I don't think I could be any more excited right now. I'm pretty chill. So, this week, topic time would be PonyconAU. So we're going to pause here a second and pretend that, hey, there's going to be an interview here later. All right, guys, this is the promised interview section, recorded a little bit later in the day. I'm here with Beth and Jesse from PonyconAU. Say hi.
Hello.
Hi.
And we're here to talk about their second go-round of a con in Australia. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? What got you started in all this?
All right. Well, I'm working as head of marketing for this year's convention, and Beth's doing community relations. Last year's convention was in Sydney, and we did very well. We got a bit over 1,000 people over the weekend, which was really great to see everyone. Mm-hmm. And we decided instead of sticking it in the one location, we'd like it to cycle around the country and give everyone a chance to attend, because not everyone does want to trek interstate, and Australia is a rather large place, so it takes a while. Big. Yes, just a tad. So we decided this year's one would be in Melbourne. So Nikki, who is our Melbourne head of operations, is running that down here, down under. To use the vernacular. And we'll be having it in Melbourne at a hotel called the Arrow on Swanston, which should be really great. There'll be a room for everyone to stay over the weekend, and a big event hall for everything to take place in.
Yeah, I'm looking at your website now. It's actually very well produced, and the site the hotel itself looks really nice. Looking at the event overview, looks like it has plenty of space.
Yeah, we looked around for a while to try and find the best possible venue that we could, because we contemplated the showgrounds and the exhibition center, but they're almost too large for what we need. We don't want to have these huge, wide open spaces where nothing's happening. And the Aaron Swanson provided us the venue and accommodation, and people who book through our website with the instruction we provide actually get a discount, which is great. So there's that into it, and everything's nice and self-contained and within the one location.
That's always the way to go. So you're looking to expand on next year. You guys have your Possible, which is the Australian Kickstarter. I've talked about it on the show before, and was like, hey, these guys are doing really well. And I'm looking at it again. You guys are up to 15,496 with 28 days to go. That's really impressive, especially considering the success rate of some of the Kickstarters people have been doing here in the U.S. So, what are your goals for this?
Well, the $10,000 goal was to, which is our first one, was just to get Andrea Libman over. Because with flight expenses, hotel expenses, appearance fees, all that stuff, it mounts up. But we've hit that. We hit that within a few days of the thing opening, so we were very happy with that.
That's probably mostly due to our top tier goal, the $1,000 tier that went surprisingly quickly.
Oh wow! Yeah, I'm looking at that now. It's looks quite like a very nice package. Yeah,
I think lots of people were interested in the day at Hillsville Sanctuary with the voice actors, because that will be pretty fun. We sort of had a look at Hillsville Sanctuary, and I think we can plan a pretty good thing there. So for those people who are kind enough to donate that much.
And that's like an animal sanctuary?
Yes, a wildlife sanctuary.
Yeah, like a zoo for Australian animals in particular. So we thought that the voice actors would really enjoy that as well, and they seem to be on board. So
but we blew right past our $10,000 goal. Our $11,000 goal, stretch goal, was the bloopers reel, which is, people have said it's very funny, but it's also very not safe for work. There's a lot of swearing. We had a bit of trouble filming that. The amateur actors will take a while to get some of the lines we found, unfortunately. But it was a lot of fun. Our $13,000 goal, we'll be getting some local Australian Brony artists to do a thank you song. So that's being worked on as we speak. That was unlocked as of about a week and a half ago. And we're about $500 away from our $16,000 goal, which will get us $500. I mean, 1.5. No, it's $500. I can't do maths. Which is our special lanyard passes. So everyone who backs a thing will get a limited edition lanyard pass instead of the usual ticket.
Oh, very cool. That's pretty exciting. And what kind of paneling and other activities are you planning to have?
We're having we have announced we're going to have a panel for how to make custom ponies and that sort of thing, which is exciting. We're having a workshop as well, but that's going to be quite limited in space. That's going to be run by Oak23. He has a DeviantArt gallery. He does a lot of custom ponies, and they're really good, and that's really exciting. I'm helping out with that workshop as well.
Yeah, if those are the ones that are on the front of the con page, that looked really nice.
They're by him. He does a really excellent job. And I think he actually might be selling some at the con, so people should keep an eye out for that. But yeah, besides that, we're doing the custom panel. We're also planning on doing a customs workshop.
Yeah,
so everyone gets to learn how. But then there'll be a couple of things that we still haven't officially announced, but I'm happy to list them here.
Sure.
We're doing a PMV competition, which so people can and there'll be prizes for that, first, second, up and coming, that sort of thing, which should be great. There'll be a cosplay competition and a cosplay parade on the Saturday and Sunday, respectively. And then, of course, with our special guest voice actors, they'll be doing panels and signings across both days. And we're hoping to do a lot of, well, not a lot, but a bunch of smaller writing artist sort of panels throughout the day, but we're just confirming all our guests and stuff still.
Oh, yeah.
Although the public interest and the professional interest of people wanting to be on these panels is quite high. We're looking forward to getting all these organized.
Mm-hmm. And y'all are like 6 months out, so I mean, you have plenty of time to still organize a lot of this stuff. I'm also looking on your affiliates. You have a deal with Madman Entertainment?
During this year's convention, they had their own stall in the dealer's den or the traders hall, and they were selling some of their limited edition cards there, as well as a whole bunch of the booster pack trading cards. And we're hoping for a similar setup for next year's con. And we're talking to them just to really get their involvement in, because the people we've talked to there are really great, and they're really happy to support us and hopefully get some more of the limited edition cards and stuff just for people who do come to the convention.
Mm-hmm. And they're the ones distributing the Pony DVDs out to Australia, so I mean, there you go, direct line.
Exactly. They're really nice of them to have opened their arms and welcomed us. And they've been really good with all their merch and their deals with us. So they're great to have on board with us.
Mm-hmm. So are you looking to have? This is going to sound somewhat silly, I suppose, but will you guys be having some Australian Brony fan guests, community guests?
There's a wonderful lady by the name of Feather, who's been featured in a lot of Brony music recently, doing some great vocals, and she'll definitely be attending. She's actually one of the artists working on the thank you song for our Possible.
Very cool.
Then we've got Evdog, Replacer, Stable 3, and we've also got a few fan fiction writers and such that have recently expressed interest, although we haven't confirmed them. But there'll definitely be a whole bunch of Australian talent coming in here. They're all very interested, and they're very happy to come in and perform and just show what they can do. They're quite excited.
Oh, fantastic. Well, let's see. You've got a nice venue. You got a lot of activities planned, and you're going to be bringing some of the voice actors over. It sounds like you guys are well situated to put on a good show.
Well, we're hoping.
If people want to help, how can they get in contact with you and let you know they want to?
Oh, there is a contact form on our website, which will send an email directly to us. And as it gets a little bit closer, so probably within the next fortnight to month, we're going to be opening up a whole bunch of contact forms for not just for traders and artists who want to get involved, but also for our volunteers and for anyone who wants to really get in and help. But currently, the easiest way to just get in contact about how and anything you can do is just sending an email to us on our contact us page there. The one thing that we may want to add on our Possible, the $100 tier is it's expressly geared towards overseas backers. It's got the T-shirt, the signed print, and the name on the thank you banner. Mm-hmm. So that it's basically all stuff to be mailed out.
Yeah.
So anyone who really wants like an Andrea Limon or a Peter New signature will get one.
Fantastic. That sounds like you guys are doing it right and have all your ducks in a row. Looking forward to hearing about you guys doing a fantastic year too here in early 2014. You guys have a firm date yet?
February 1st and 2nd, actually. We've made the announcements. I think we may have been slightly lax in updating our banner image.
Yeah. It happens. I know how it is when it comes to updating sites. So
yeah.
There you go. February 1st and 2nd in Melbourne, Australia. That sounds really cool, and I wish you guys all the luck in the world. If you guys ever want to come back on and let us know if you have anything else major coming on, let us know, because it's always cool to have cons in other places aside America.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for having us on here.
All right. Well, thank you much, and we'll let you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, moving on, we have some fantastic San Diego Comic-Con stuff this week. Obviously, the Pony panel just ended here literally about 22 minutes ago, and they already have articles up on Equestria Daily and Derpy News and Roundstable Because, well, Seth was there, and one of the Roundtable guys was there, so we've been getting all sorts of information fed directly. But they've done us all a favor and made compilation posts. I've linked them in the doc, so check it out. We're just going to go down this because it is pretty exciting. Like, oh man, fresh pony, I need my hit. And here it is. San Diego Comic-Con Report, My Little Pony feature panel. Our pal Kefka Floyd, who was on last week, compiled this for us from their operative out in the field. So they have a photo gallery now. You should check that out in our show notes. Linked off our website at bronyshow.com. So they have the key points. They had Jason Thiessen, Megan McCarthy, Tara Strong, Kathy Wiseluck, Andrea Libman, song composer Daniel Ingram. Joining them was Mike Vogel of Hasbro Studios and Brian Leonard, the executive producer. Ooh. So they had all the cannons ready there. First big point, holy crap, 15 to 20 songs in Season 4. That's a lot of music. Is that more than previous seasons? Actually, I'm pretty sure, because I think last year had maybe 12? So we'll see. I certainly hope that this will revitalize the remix scene, because that seems to have died down a little bit in this long, ponyless summer. Got a musical episode featuring Pinky, written by Amy Keating Rogers, where she meets her match. Ooh. So Pinky's singing with some pony else who can sing just as good as her. Maybe it's the point of Pinky pride. Possibly. New series writer Josh Haber has written a rarity episode that broke Tabitha, quotes Megan. Pinkie Pie's family will be subject of an episode in Season 4, so Pinkie Pie's parents aren't dead. Meanwhile, Applejack still are. Episode Tidbits airs going to be a superhero parody in Manhattan, perhaps some power ponies. Luna becomes Nightmare Moon again, which could possibly be a history episode. And Applejack gets a great song, which is better than Racist Barn. Let's see. Animatics for the next season included Scootaloo trying out for the Equestria Games, Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon being jerks, and saying that Miss Harshwinny will never accept her. But Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon are jerks. They are, in fact, worst fillies. Notes from the panel. Let's see. People were mad about Equestria Girls and wondering where it came from. What's going to happen next? Well, Twilight's still going to be a princess, but she's also not going to change who she is. That's exciting. Everyone's excited about what they've done in Season 4. What can we reveal? So let's see. Megan said, we're doing something we've never done before on the show, at the same time keeping it the same. We've got something going on that's big. Huge spoiler. They didn't actually say what the spoiler was, but... she tortured Daniel this season. People were telling her, you can put a song in every episode. Well, forget you. She will put a song in every episode if she could. Daniel says 15 to 20 new songs, bringing in new singers with new characters. Somebody joked Derpy, and Daniel asked who else. People called out tons of names and repeated a few out loud. Luna, DJ Pone 3, and Sapphire Shores. So Sapphire Shores will be coming back. That's pretty cool. Luna singing is awesome. Hopefully a little bit better than Princess of the Night from Friendship is Witchcraft. That was an intentionally cringy song. Let's see. Epic stuff ties the world together. Some of the storyboards are epic and cool, asking themselves how they're going to top themselves in each sequence. They keep an eye on the cinematography. Well, if they're going to be doing world building, that is exciting, because I love me some world building, and they certainly have a good world to build. And it seems to be something they kind of skipped out on in Season 3. Spike definitely gets to have some fun moments in Season 4, mentioned she doesn't want anyone to say the meme, don't believe her lies. Then she said the Rarity's going to get an episode. Do I believe you, Megan? I don't know if I can. I remember last season. Broke my heart. Let's see. Lost my place. Season 4, Twilight handles everything with her usual adorable skills. Even though she's a princess, she still wants to face adventures with her friends. She's still Twily, she's just Princess Twily. Pinky's getting good writing, Fluttershy's getting writing. Fluttershy gets crazy stuff. And Mike Vogel says there's a musical episode centering about Pinkie Pie that Amy Keating Rogers wrote and is actually sitting on was actually at the front row. Blah. Yeah, for some reason, Amy Keating Rogers was in the audience at San Diego Comic-Con, but she wasn't on the panel. She was there with her daughter and sitting front row. I still love you, AKR. Audience questions. Are we going to see now? Hang on a second. The audience questions in this were from kids for the most part. So before anybody gets their panties in a twist and starts going, bronies, why are we so bad? And saying, why are people asking about Derpy? These are kids. These are people wanting to, these are kids that like the background character of Derpy that probably have a lot of shirts, because I was saying at Fiesta Equestria, they had a lot of kids with Derpy shirts on. So, she's a popular character. Are we going to see more Derpy? And this is from Mike Vogel. So if you saw Equestria Girls credits, you'll see there's a lot of love, and that kind of love will continue in Season 4. So Derpy was in the cafeteria scene twice in Equestria Girls, and she was in the credits. So we can assume that our mysterious ghost mare is not necessarily going to be a ghost anymore. She'll be getting a regular appearances in the background as she used to do. Let's see. Kids know about Derpy. That is right. Kids know about Derpy. Is Scootaloo an orphan? Just because we haven't seen them on screen, it doesn't mean they're dead. Megan, I don't believe your lies. Just like Applejack's parents, never been seen, they're dead. All parents are dead until seen. They're in a quantum state. Schrodinger's parents, perhaps. Why is there not an episode with her parents and sisters coming to Ponyville? Oh wait, it's done in Season 4. Is there going to be a soundtrack? They're working on it. Is MLP taking out Derpy? Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Is Vinyl going to have a part in Season 4? Maybe. Is Rarity going to be famous because Twilight is Princess? It's going to be famous because she's Rarity. And there's a whole bunch of other questions. Let's see. Anything else major? And Equestria Girls, Derpy was reading something and blushing because she's reading fan fiction. You ask a weird question, you get a weird answer. Come on, kids. Will we see more of Bab's seed? No. And that's actually, Jason just says no. So, I guess that that's the end of that character. More Zecora, done. Someone being bullied for being black and cosplayed as Pony, that's a weird question. Will the changelings come back? In Season 4, every character is a changeling. So, there you go. In Season 4, Changeling season, it's going to be like the dream season of Dallas or something in Voyager. Babseed returned to her home planet. Yes. That makes sense. And if you go to the show notes, there is link to both the Roundstable and Equestria Daily San Diego Comic-Con post with photos of the animatics. Some of them aren't very good, but some of them are. So, all sorts of exciting stuff. And if you look in the show notes, I did include one of the very good photos from the scene where it has the incredibly happy-looking Applejack with an incredibly happy-looking Apple Bloom and Pinkie Pie in the background being Pinkie Pie. All right. So, there's that. San Diego Comic-Con. We're getting lots of stuff in Season 4. In case anybody had any doubts, which I don't think anybody did. And we're getting a full 26-episode season after all. So that's really cool. A little bit of con news. BronyCan has announced Andrew Francis, given the fact that I think he has to drive down the street. BronyCan's looking like they're going to have quite a few folks coming in. Because, well, they don't have to be official guests to show up necessarily. So that's pretty cool. And, well, AC's going to be up there, and a couple of the Ponyville Live guys. I think we got one of the guys from Brony State coming. A whole bunch of us going up there. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, unfortunately. I just spent, well, an obscene amount of money on medical bills. So, AAC will take care of it for us. Count on him. Also at San Diego Comic-Con, IDW had their panel, which, Ponies continues to be a big, big, big deal. At 1:30 Pacific, they had their Hasbro Properties panel at San Diego Comic-Con. They have announced the next micro is My Little Pony Micro number 9 with Spike, with Rob Anderson and Agnes Grobowska. About pets as he receives sea monkeys in the mail. Oh, man. Poor Spike. Also going to be a comic about death. I don't know. Ted Anderson and Ben Bass, writer and artist of Pinkie Pie Micro, will be writing the Cutie Mark Crusaders Micro series. I really like the Pinkie Pie, and so the fact that he's going to be doing the CMCs is really cool. I think that's great. Issues 11 and 12 of the main series about Cadence and Shining Armor called Nay Anything. It's a spoof on the 1989 movie Say Anything with John Cusack. Yes. I pity the fool who doubts the writers. Well, let's see. Equestria Girls Annual details the freshman year of Sunset Shimmer as the rest of the human main six. Twilight does not appear in the Equestria Girls Annual, only as a cameo in the prelude. Issues 9 and 10 of the main series features Big Mac, called Zen in the Art of Gazebo Repair, a spoof on Zen in the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance by Robert M. Persig. And the IDW Limited Edition set announced contains 1,000 pieces of original art, lithograph themed after each of the main six, and signed by Katie Cook and Annie Price. Available July 29th through IDWLimited.com. Holy crap, that sounds expensive, but might be worthwhile. Because it's certainly been a good bet on these comics thus far, and the fact that they're going this far out of their way to make something, 1,000 pieces of original art? That's a lot. So, we'll see about that, and how much that actually runs. Let's see. Original villain to appear in issue 11 was Shining Armor and Cadence. Ooh, they're going to have a high school mean girl. Just you wait. Let's see. Seeds of Kindness 3. Those guys are pretty cool. We like working with them. They do some good stuff all around the world. And let's see. They've got their charity lineup. This year's BronyCon and GalaCons are only weeks away. So this year's Seeds of Kindness fundraiser and release of the associated charity album. Today, we're announcing the final charity lineup for the launch of Seeds of Kindness 3. We've got Your Siblings, who've been doing work in Africa. They're going to be doing fixtures and solar installation, allow Another Hope to complete their orphanage building and save rent on the house. They have a guest house being built near the orphanage, and the agricultural program expansion. They have US 501c3 Room to Read. Let's see. They specialize in literacy and gender equality. They're building schools and libraries and providing them with educational literature and give scholarships to girls whose family could not otherwise afford it. A donation of just $2.50 buys 1 year of education for one girl. Yeah, well, I'm afraid that people are like, oh, agriculture cannot be an interesting topic. Well, they're helping build stuff for kids in Africa so that they don't, starve to death. I think that's pretty good. And Brony's for Good is pretty cool guys, so glad to help them out. And the proceeds of Seeds of Kindness 3, which the previous two albums have been pretty cool, will be pretty good. So looking forward to the release of that. I'll be picking it up, as I always have. And we are happy to continue working with them to promote charity within the Brony community. And last but not least, in the news this week, is Panini Verlag to bring the Pony comics to Germany. So, IDW's Pony comics are finally coming out to Germany with a native translation. So, that's exciting. Folks over there will be able to get it in their native language in addition to buying it from overseas or elsewhere in Europe. So that is exciting for some folks over there. All right. Well, let's see. What else did this week up? If everybody's been wondering about the Aurora plush, I pre-ordered them back in, I believe, February when they first became available for pre-order. This is a little bit of a show and tell because this is a video show, first of all. And we've got, first of all, these very cute little Aurora World My Little Ponies. I'm trying to hold them up to the camera so that people can actually see them. They are, I believe, $20 a piece if you purchase them in the store. I got them off toyways.com for about $15 a piece, $14 I think. I got all the main six. They all look pretty good, but in all actuality, Pinkie looks the absolute best. Facially, the eyes are the right color. Cutie marks are correct, only on one side. The Pegasus are actually the weakest of the three types, I believe, just by virtue of their wings. They're based on the back, and they're just kind of janky. They're not they're not bad. I mean, they're certainly better than the previous iterations. You know, we've got the Funrise ones. Not Funrise? Yeah, I think they're Funrise. They have better mains. I really want to get my hands on some of the Fourth Dimension ones, but those are in such short supply that good luck getting one. Pinky. Let's see. Relationship mysteries. How am I feeling? Where's your C and why is there no guest? Okay, so first of all, since we're already past the news segment and kind of in the, let's talk about cool stuff we picked up. As for me, I'm feeling pretty good. It's now been about 2 weeks since my surgery. I'm healing up. I've got very little pain. I'm not on my hydrocodone anymore. And things are going in the right direction. Everything's healing up, and I'm able to drink what I should and eat what I should. So things are moving in the right direction. I'm losing weight quite rapidly at this point, just because that's how it works in the beginning. And should be nice and perky by the time Nightmare Nights Dallas rolls around, which will be the next time most of y'all will have a chance to see me. When it comes to Apple Cider, I'm not sure where he is this week. He's actually, he said he was out. I believe he's doing something with his business stuff. I'm not certain exactly what, but he's a busy guy, and he's working on projects on his own. As for the guest, our guest is from Australia this week, PonyconAU, and I'll be conducting the interview a little bit later in the day, because it's like 4 a.m. over there. And we're going to let them sleep in for a while so that they can join us at a reasonable hour. Let's see. Other than that, no, that's Equestria guy says he got his Fourth Dimension Twilight today, and it is amazing. So I want to get my hands on one just because pony. Oh, he's going to the beach. So he's having a beach episode without me. Jerk. I'm stuck here in Texas, 300 miles from the beach. Shake my fist. All right, let's see. Moving on, we have emails. Don't have a lot of emails this week, but you can always email us at bronyville@gmail.com. First off this week, because there's nobody to pass emails off, I'll read the first one, I'll read the second one, I'll read the third, and I think I'll read the fourth too. Greetings, Apple Cider and Chef Sandy. I'm sending this email because I create wearable pixel art and was told you are the best way to let the Brony community know that I'm now offering pixelated equines like this lovely white unicorn with purple mane and tail. I'd greatly appreciate, if not an endorsement, a shout out on your podcast. The unicorn is roughly 3.5 by 3.5 inches, which is also the ideal size for pins, display pieces, and some can even become necklaces. The design is only iron on one side, leaving thickness for stability of the product, and the finished piece is given a coat of gloss for extra shine and durability. Should any equine have wings, they'll be depicted as being folded. Any markings or coloration on the flank will be recreated to the best pixelated ability. The current price for one of these is $15. Current colors offered do have limits, but customer order colors are available at $5 per color. Signed, Truth, Admirer of the Night Princess. So this is an individual making perler bead ponies. They're pretty cute. It's very small Rarity, who is best horse. But I don't think she actually provided me with the URL. I will have to I'll have to dig into the inbox and find that URL and slap it into the show notes, because it's great. You can send us product stuff. If you make cool stuff, let us know. We love to promote stuff in the community. But if you don't include the URL, it makes it very hard for us to get you business. Just saying. Next up. Yes, I have to read all the emails this week, but we didn't get that many, so it's not that big a deal. Hey there, Bronyville crew. I'm a couple weeks behind on your podcast. Only free weekend for me to see Equestria Girls in theaters ended up being the final weekend of its showing in Minnesota. So I've had to cut back on the MLP news and information stations in an attempt to avoid spoilers. Spike dies. Already downloaded the podcast I missed, so I'll look forward to hearing your recorded thoughts on the movie once I finally catch it. Bronyville 110 and 111 were the last episodes I heard, and I thought it interesting that some good Applejack discussion popped up in both shows. My belated 2 cents. AC and others bemoan once again the seeming lack of character development for Ponyville's steadfast apple farmer. And while every pony can always use more development, I think far too many fans missed what an excellent episode Apple Family Reunion is in the middle of Season 3. Many bronies rip on the episode and complain that they were more time given to Babs and Apple Bloom than AJ was so frustratingly dense about her focus on putting together copious activities for the family reunion. This is precisely the point of the episode. One of your Buck guests, I think, made the astute observation that AJ often has to deal with more specifically grown-up problems than the other ponies, and I fear the heart of the episode is easily lost on a younger audience, by which I mean the children up through college-age fans, who have never dealt with the very grown-up project that is putting together a family reunion. This is precisely the point of the episode. One of your Buck guests... Wait, I just went back a paragraph. I looked sideways at the chat and lost my place. Focus. Gotta focus. Organizing such an event is a definite balancing act between giving enough attention to the how of the mechanics of the event while still not missing the point of the why of everything. Gathering and spending time with people you truly care about, seeing Applejack slowly realize that her well-meaning but overbearing planning was actually backfiring really struck a chord with me. And I think this episode deserves more attention, a la Suited for Success, and it's for its deft treatment of a mature issue. AJ usually gets to wear her caring big sister hat, but her surrogate mother status in her family is often only hinted at. The heavy burden of that responsibility is a great part of her character to explore. Anyways, rant over. Catch you guys later. All the best, Sergeant Dave. So, thank you, Sergeant Dave, for your insight onto the pony. P.S. After all my blather, email needs two cool things. For AC, a non-MLP, delightfully twisted Pegasus joke from Scott Howard's Argyle Sweater comic a few months back. And for Sandy, a flashback to the music of high school and mid-90s, if I recall your age correctly, with a shippy Flutterdash video set to Alanis Morissette's Head Over Feet. I'll have to check that out. I might also have to steal that as my one cool thing, because I don't think I added one this week. Good day, bestest of best show hosts. Moving on to the next email here. Pico Pie here. I'm going to talk about how awesome Everfree was, but the full into the hall writing panels or one over... Okay, start over. Words are hard some mornings, let me say. One thing also I have to point out, I haven't had any caffeine since the day before my surgery at all. So I'm adjusting to life caffeine-free. I'm going to be even more mellow than before. Try this again. I was going to talk about how awesome Everfree was with the full Into the Hall writing panels or over 100 people attending chillouts, but this email will be long enough as it is. First off, in regards to what a guest was saying last week about taking a nap in the dealer's hall as a volunteer to get a free room, nope. Just nope. I had to wait to write this email without being insulting because as someone who works overnight security, it's people like him that give hard workers like me a bad name. If you're watching a dealer's hall, you have a responsibility. If I ever find out someone on the job was planning on sleeping at an event that I only even attended, I would not ever go back to such an unprofessional venue. If they volunteered at an event I volunteer, they will never return in a staff capacity. Seriously, if you care about an event or have self-respect, at least half-ass it. I'm sorry if this comes off as harsh, but if a dealer has their merch stolen, such as by hotel staff, which has happened at even professional events, I know a couple that have happened. Not on my watch, but I know a couple. They might end up losing more money than they make over the weekend. Cons will also lose interest from vendors who worry about their wares. I have to say that I've encountered hotels with thieving staff before, and cons don't tend to stay at those kind of hotels. I remember one year at a con in Memphis I was at, some dude had brought his 360 and some other like Rock Band stuff, and the game room was locked up at night, but the back access, staff access, the staff came in, stole the 360, stole the TV, and stole Madden. Left the rest of his stuff. But that guy, some staff got to walk out in handcuffs that weekend. That hotel was really awful, too. It's in Memphis, Tennessee. What can you say? And no, this was a really ratty old hotel that did not have security cameras. But they apparently did catch the people, and they got their stuff back. But it was certainly an indication of poor venue. Let's see. Anyways, on to more interesting topics. Femfiction.net now reaches a wider audience than Equestria Daily. Check out alexa.com, site info, femfiction.net. Near the bottom, you can compare other sites and click on reach to see Femfiction's is higher. Femfiction also gets about 5 times the number of total page views. Keep in mind that EQD hasn't really lost any viewership, and I would not be surprised if the app means they still reach more, because I don't think that is included. Well, also, during the summer, fanfiction never stops coming. Pony news slows way down. It makes sense that Femfiction would certainly be getting more hits because people are writing new stuff all the time. It makes sense. And Equestria Daily really hasn't seen much in the way of a loss of hits. It's just a matter of there's new stuff going on over here, and EQD is just kind of chilling as they always do. So, there we go. So here's my question. Do you think Equestria Daily's recent interest in refocusing on fanfiction is partially motivated by femfiction's success? Also, what does this mean for the future of MLP fanfiction? Have a good day. I'll cover a bit about Everfree next week. Pico Pie. Did I get the name right this time? You bet I did. Well, Equestria Daily, if anything, they're just looking for stuff to post. I mean, Equestria Daily is not really a news site. They're an aggregator. They're very good at what they do. But there's a reason that I pull most of our news from Roundstable and Derpy's News. Because if it's not just cutesy aggregation stuff, but if I just want a news article, I can find it a lot easier on those sites. But Equestria Daily posts everything. All the stories and the fanfiction, animation, the comics. They're an aggregator. And there's nothing wrong with that. And they do a very good job of it. So the reason they're posting fanfiction is, well, people keep submitting fanfiction, and that fits into the slots. They can post it more because there's not more real news coming out, as we're still in the middle of the long ponyless summer number 3. Yeah, also Equestria Daily actually links to Femfiction because that's where it's all hosted nowadays. So there you go. Here's a very silly question. Hi, Chocolate Thunder here. My first time sending an email, so I'll elaborate on favorite pony and favorite episode. My favorite pony is Rarity. Excellent choice. And favorite episode, is some darn reason, is Lesson 0. I'm a long-time listener, but I've been too shy to write an email till now. We don't bite. So here's the coveted question. Do you think that the main 6 are orphans? Even though we have met some of their families, I still have strong opinion that they're orphans. I don't know why. Sincerely, Chocolate Thunder. No. The ponies of the main 6 all have families. They're pretty well established to some degree or another. The only pony that hasn't shown any family, I believe, is... Well, Scootaloo hasn't shown any of her family, and Silver Spoon hasn't shown any of her family. But pretty much everybody else that is a main 6 or CMC, they have family. They're not orphans. Sorry. Well, that answers that email. Dear Bronyvillians, I am offended. I sit and hear you disparage my third favorite pony and best princess, Princess Miyamore Cadenza. From her appearances in Part 2 of Camelot Wedding, Crystal Empire, and Equestria Girls, we see that she is a competent and caring ruler. I still love you guys, though. Anecdotal story time. I tried to get my girlfriend to listen to you guys, and she stopped because your love of Twilight Sparkle, whom she hates. What? Now, why would you hate Twilight Sparkle? That's terrible. And gave me the Twilight should not have as quick a turnaround after friendship is magic. I don't know what that means, but okay. The normally paranoid Griffin feathers, Cadences as princess, and Fluttershy as best pony. Perhaps they mean that she shouldn't have had such a quick turnaround on the whole friendship thing. I don't know. We will have to see. But yeah, why would you hate on one of the main 6? I mean, Pinkie Pie is my least favorite of the main six, but I don't hate her. She's still a cute little pony. Let's see. Other than that, 5-star iTunes Bronies this week. This is a short episode, guys. Sorry. 811 ratings, thanks to Desert Nocturne and 5 Iron Brony. When I looked earlier today, we were 8th, I believe, in the Hot 120. It was always nice. We got 3 donations this week from T. Dalrymple, interesting name, H. Cedillos, and E. Elliott. So thank you for that. And I'll find a cool thing here before too long. I'll insert that in. I'll put it in post. I'll fix it afterwards. I think that random Japanese thing that Seth linked on Equestria Daily is delightfully weird enough to be a one cool thing. I'll have to add that into the doc before too long. So, as always, you can find us on the net at bronyshow.com or bronyvillepodcast.com. Email us at bronyville@gmail.com. Join us roughly every Saturday, noon Pacific, at Justin TV, Bronyville Podcast, which is where you are now if you're listening live, all 37 of you. We really appreciate the iTunes reviews. It keeps us up on the charts. We have beaten the dreaded Kevin Smith, but we'd like to show up at number 1 on the What's Hot someday. That would really be pretty cool. You can listen to the show on Celestia Radio every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UTC. We're also going to be having our episodes played on Ponyville Live on one of their radio stations. Why? Because why not? I need to talk to them and get the actual information out. They at least promote us. You can follow us on Twitter. AC's is Bronyville, and mine is Chef Sandy, in case you couldn't know. Meetup groups, AC's founded, isn't the leader of anymore, Brony's in Northern California, and I am the dude paying, at least for North Texas Bronies. Convention-wise, Apple Cider will be at BronyCon this year. He'll be at Sacramento Brony Expo, which is a 2-day con up in Sacramento, California, and he'll be at Nightmare Nights. As for me, I'll be down at Brony Fan Fair in Austin, Texas. I will be at DerbyCon South, provided everything goes as planned, and we will both be I'll obviously be at Nightmare Nights Dallas, but I'll be working my butt off, and you probably won't see too much of me, except for opening, closing ceremonies, and putting out any fires. So, that's about it for this week. Sleep well, everybody.
Ba 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 ba.